Hey, this is Chris with Ugly.Teacher.Hiking. What alcohol stove comes in a nondescript box? Quality or not? Let's talk about it. Ugly.Teacher.Hiking. I hike it so you don't have to. Today we got another alcohol stove. We're going to look at the Silverant alcohol stove and with windscreen. So let me just show you this nondescript box, which I thought was a little strange it was sent in this, considering it wasn't the cheapest stove out there. Here we get the Silverant Titanium, some information. Thought this was funny. Please pay attention to burns when pour hot liquids. Yeah. And that's it on the box. There's nothing else on here besides this barcode from Amazon. Now I have opened this up and checked it out. And if you see one of my videos, last videos, you know why. Okay, let's open this up. Let's take this out. So we got the actual stove itself. We got the windscreen. Everything came very well packed. It's just the box is a little strange that it came in. Before we begin, let's just look at this. Okay, they sent this. Silverant is a very quality brand. It's very nice. It feels quality. They talk about the warranty information and everything. Then they give you this. Man, my eyes have not gone yet, but I can't read this. I don't even know if a magnifying glass can see most of this. So I think that was a faux pas on their behalf. It just didn't make sense. And then we just got the typical precautions and all that. I mean, it's a nice little pamphlet, but that just, I don't know. It just didn't make sense to me. All right, so here we have the actual stove itself. Now, you saw my last video. I tried using this as a windscreen and it just snuffed out the other burner that I used. But we'll show you a modification that they gave us for this one in particular that will help with it. So here's the windscreen. Here's the crossbars that go on the windscreen. Here's the stove. Let's just take the crossbars out first. The stand that goes on the stove. You just go like that. So now this gives you that distance like we didn't have with the other one. So we got that now. So let's look at this stove. Came in a real nice bag, but you can't fit this in here. You can't fit them together in there. So this is strictly for the stove or burner itself, the alcohol stove. But it's a real nice packaging. Open this up. We look at this. It is brushed titanium. It's not the gloss. It's the brushed. On the insides, you can see the measurements. We got the 1 ounce or 2 ounce measurements, which is great. I think all these alcohol stoves should have them. That just adds to the quality. Now, just one thing I want to look at here. All these have these lips right here. Now this lip, I don't know if it was soldered. I don't know what happened here, but it looks sealed. Like you get the Trangia stoves and they're just push welded or pressure fitted together. This looks like it was welded or an epoxy was put in there, so it wouldn't leak out the sides, which I find a little strange considering there's no lid. So why would you do that? And probably would have saved money by just pressure fitted them together. But putting that in there adds to the quality. Now, I don't think they painted it, but who knows? It feels like a good quality camp alcohol burner. So let's just go over some stats on this. The measurements, we got the 1 ounce or 2 ounce measurements, which is great. I think all these alcohol stoves should have them. That just adds to the quality. Now, just one thing I want to look at here, all these have these lips right here. Now this lip, I don't know if it was soldered. I don't know what happened here, but it looks sealed. Like you get the Trangia stoves and they're just push welded or pressure fitted together. This looks like it was welded or an epoxy was put in there, so it wouldn't leak out the sides, which I find a little strange considering there's no lid. So why would you do that? And probably would have saved money by just pressure fitted them together. But putting that in there adds to the quality. Now, I don't think they painted it, but who knows? It feels like a good quality camp alcohol burner. So let's just go over some stats on this. This and the stand goes for $34.99. $34.99 for both of them. This by itself is $24.99 US. Keep in mind, this is all on Amazon. You might be able to find cheaper other places, maybe AliExpress or one of those. But $24.99 just for the stove, $34.99 with the windscreen. Now on Amazon, they're saying that this is 4.52 inches by 4.52 inches by 3.54 inches. In metric, that's 11.48 centimeters, 11.48 centimeters, and 8.99 centimeters. Now, that's in the box. Even the dimensions on the box seem off. So I just find it a little strange. With this and the stand, they're saying it was 3.36 ounces. So let's get into this. We're going to actually have to weigh this and everything on our scale, see what it is. So as we said, this allows for 60 milliliters or 2 fluid ounces. You can see the lines in there, which are awesome. The height of this is 1.7 inches or 43 millimeters. Now that's off the Silverant advertisement. So we look at this, 1.7, okay. Or 43 millimeters. I can get on board with that. That looks right. So these numbers look right. The width is 2.8 inches. Yeah, I guess so. And 71.5 millimeters. Weight. Let's check the weight on this. That's 1.5 or 6 ounces. They're saying it's 1.69 ounces or 48 grams. I would go with more like 1.6. Why make it heavier? Numbers totally are off on Amazon and these advertisements for this stuff. And that doesn't even include the screen. Since I have this scale out, let's look at it with the screen. So with the screen and the stove, that gets you 3.8 ounces. 3.8 ounces. The numbers that they have are just outrageous. Even with the box, it says it was 3.36 ounces. It's off. Everything is off. So I don't know where they're getting their numbers from, but this is what we got on our scale. Now let's look at the windscreen. Now, if you guys watched my last video, you would notice this is the windscreen we used. And I had another stove, the Evernew, with its cross stand on it, and it would snuff it out. It would just close it off. Not enough airflow. With this, because it goes on top, it gives enough space on top. Let's just use that for you're going to have a little gap here to get air in there. So this should work better. We'll see it when we do our test fire of this. But let's look at the cross stove. This right here is about 4¼ inches long. These don't feel like titanium to me, but supposedly they are. They're very heavy. This right here, to open this and close this, you got a little rivet there. The worst spot in the world for a rivet. We'll talk about that later on. So with this, we measure this. That's about 3 inches wide and about 12½ inches long. Close this up. Pop this on top of here. That gets us an opening of just shy of 4 inches. Probably even could be about 4 inches. I don't know if it's a perfect circle anymore. So this is a great little stove. I haven't gotten to burn it yet. So we're going to go out and give it a burn and make a cup of tea. So please remember this, like and subscribe. Also click on for notifications. It's great help with the YouTube algorithm. So let's go make a cup of coffee or tea, and I'll see you outside. So we finally made it outside to take a look at the Silverant alcohol stove. Here's our cross stand. Here's the stove itself. Now, those of you who have the stove, in the comments, have you noticed like the ceiling around this? Yeah, I would love to hear how everyone else thinks about it, because the finish on this feels very different than the others. I'm almost debating if it was spray painted on, but I can't find anything on their website that says anything. Until I find differently, I'm assuming it's just a funky finish. All right. So we're going to set up the windscreen. Now, what I was saying about that nub, to store it in anything, you always have to deal with that. If it was flush up against something, it'd make life so much easier. Okay, there we go. Then the cross members. Remember what I said last video? Do it so you can lift up with the right hand. Always be consistent, that way you don't mess it up. So now with the cross stand here, it leaves a slight gap. Okay, that gap will allow air in there. So hopefully we should be good on this. So before we begin, we're going to put our water in the cup. If you ever have an opportunity to get one of these fair trade GSI mugs, these things are awesome. So I already put 2 cups in here. Pour it in. Set it off to the side for now. I'm going to put the yellow heat in here. We're going to put 2 ounces. I know you can't see that on there. There we go. So we have our 2 ounces of heat in there. We also have our temperature probe and timer. so let's light this up. Okay, that's going. Oh, that's going. Put that on there. Ooh, that was a smart move. Put this on the top. Put the probe in. All right, let's give it a couple minutes to get up to heat. So we're looking at the flame. It's allowing a lot of air in. So that was probably the mistake the last time I did this, not leaving enough of an air gap. We're at 2 minutes so far. And at 107 degrees so far, so let's keep it going. Just keep in mind, we're looking for 100 degrees Celsius or 212 Fahrenheit to have the water boil. We are starting to get some water bubbles in there, not a rolling boil. I want a rolling boil, and then we can stop it. Alright, we're fastly approaching boil time. We're at 202 right now. Don't need it to go beep beep. Oh, okay. So we need to get that off there now. Okay, so we can still see it going. While we're waiting on that, we're gonna make some tea. I kind of wrap around, I don't want to melt my jacket. So today, to make the tea, I'm gonna use this Primula Coffee Brew Buddy. Fits on top of the tea like that. We're going to put loose leaf tea in here. We're not going to use coffee. I drink enough coffee in the morning. Let's see, we're going to be able to lift that. Oh yeah, I love titanium. And I'm sure you can see too, just a little slightly below the 2 cup mark. And we're still burning pretty good at 9 minutes. You can see there's still a little alcohol left on the bottom, burning away. And we're still at 9.5 minutes. So we're at 11 minutes and we still got alcohol on the bottom. So we probably could have gotten away with 1.5 ounces. All right, so we're almost at the end. I can hear it sputtering. We're at 13 minutes. All right, we're gonna call it. So we made it 13:23 for 2 ounces of fuel, which is good. Wow, I was very happy with the stand now that we used it correctly with the cross members. The stand worked out well. We should have done that the last time. Overall, very happy with this. Very happy. It's very warm, but I can touch it. These, on the other hand, they gotta be steel. Oh, those are very hot. Let's look at the patina on here. Wow, I just love how titanium stoves just get that bluish haze. So, was this still worth it? Yeah, it's worth it. It has a nice feel to it. It did what it was supposed to. So, as usual, let's test the tea to see if it worked. Another tea down. Here's to more. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. Also click notifications when I release other videos. Have a great day.